What's up, buddies? How you guys doing? Welcome back for another Talk to Me Tuesdays with Joe. Today's March 4th, 2025. I'm responding to comments from last Tuesday, so if you want me to respond to your comment next Tuesday, just leave your comments and questions in this video and I'll answer them next Tuesday. Keep this conversation going. Got a comment from a good buddy here, Doodle Duck, up in Arizona. First part of his comment: do you like sushi better than hamburger? No. I like sushi, but overall I'm not big on fish. The way how sushi is prepared, overall I like it. For the most part, like the sushi here in California, like it's almost like its own thing. You know, you have like the California sushi roll, or from what I've been told from like actual Japanese people that come and visit here, because obviously the fish is different than what we can get up in Japan. So some of like the menu items that we get is not authentic Japanese, right? I mean, it's kind of like a California burrito. I mean, burrito is Mexican, but you know, they just have French fries and guac or whatever the fuck, and then like it becomes a California burrito. You know, it's like things get changed, right? But overall, hamburger, I'm down. Double cheeseburger, I'm good with everything on it. I'm not picky with my food. It will be entertaining if you build your next system yourself. Thankfully, I'm at a point that I don't have to build a system by myself. Honestly, in the future, if I was to like needed to build a system by myself, I definitely would like a micro build. That, or I'm just gonna invest in a big laptop, because my future plans, my goals in the future for older version of me is to like travel. I really want to travel a lot, so most likely gonna invest either in a very small form factor PC, but then I have to worry about carrying around a monitor and keyboard and all this shit. So possibly I get a good laptop to take with me, right? Or maybe I can learn to edit off a tablet or something. I really don't know. I mean, technology is always improving, so you know, like, the way how my videos are, I probably won't need too much processing power. But I mean, I do want like something that's good, that's able to handle at least, you know, maybe 2K footage, the max. For my shit, I don't like fucking around with 4K footage. And like, I don't know, it just takes too long to render, and just all the space and all that. It's like, yeah, it's not really worth it for me. 2K, good. 1080p, I'll be fine with. Yeah, but if you type in Paul's hardware, you know, Joe build, I mean, you can see plenty of videos of me with Paul working, right? I think there's like maybe a total of 10, I believe. I'm not sure. They're there. They're definitely there if you want to check it out. Right, check out this one, Building Party Monster. This is like my first like this is like the first video where I started to appear on Paul's videos, you know, like you feel I'm more awkward and just, I don't know, try to hide it behind jokes or whatever. So this is what, 8 years back. Crazy. Time flies. I wonder what I look like, actually. I forgot I had like the stupid little beard thing. Shit. And it wasn't as fat. Good times. Yeah, I was super happy with myself. Shit. Right on. Yeah, the last part here, it says like, it'll be a learning experience and be fun to listen to me cursing. I actually didn't cuss too much on Paul's videos. I actually try not to, you know, because then all I have to do is edit it, you know, add out or bleep myself. So it's like, yeah, it just adds more work for me in post. So yeah, in Paul's videos, I definitely don't try to, I don't aim to curse. Or I'm more cautious about me cursing, so I can like edit myself out, you know, in real time, so I don't have to do it later. This next one is from Danza White, 7618. Let's see. Don't get me wrong, I like charts and numbers, but when it comes to my sweet earned cash and what upgrade on a PC, I tend to just wait. Yeah, actually, it'd probably be the good thing to do. I mean, considering what's going on right now with all the new, you know, 5000 series cards, it's like, maybe just wait. You know, let them fix the stupid fuck ups that they should have fixed beforehand later for the, you know, newer cards, and then like get a new card. But yeah, it's unfortunate that like, you know, the first batch of cards are always bad. And I mean, shit, it was like missing like hardware, like ROPs or whatever, and still the fucking cables are burning, and it's like dumb. Yeah, definitely wait. Yeah, because I work in the IT industry, I'm desensitized from the mofo of new hardware. I guess you mean fear of missing out type of thing. Yeah, actually, that's something I kind of learned myself. After like working with Paul for like a while, I mean, obviously I don't know as much as him, but like seeing how much stuff comes out often, and like the small increments that I see from, you know, a new from one CPU to another, like depending, it's almost like really not that big of a deal, you know? Since technology is advancing so much, if you were to like buy a new computer right now with the current technology, even if you get something that's in like the lower end, you're still getting something that's really good, you know? It may not be the fastest or the greatest, but I mean, you're still getting something that's really fucking good with current technology, right? But yeah, I mean, I guess like, as I mentioned like in the last video, depending on what you want to do and what kind of content you want to create, if you just strictly want to game, or if you actually want to edit or create graphic design or 3D stuff, you know, or music recording, but you knowing what you want, then you can build yourself a good PC depending on what you need. because you don't need like a PC that does everything, right? Not like you know, the highest GPU, a shitload of RAM, a fucking fast CPU, and a bunch of like storage. You know, you can actually build yourself a good computer depending on what you need. You can save a lot of money and still get a lot done. You know, depending on what you do. Joe, what do you think if it was not work related? Will you pay 10K for a brand new PC if what you did was just play video games and watch YouTube? Yeah, I already answered to him. Fuck no. There's no way in hell that if I was just watching YouTube and playing video games, I definitely wouldn't spend 10 grand. But I think with 2 grand, you'd be fine. I mean, with what I know, most of the money's gonna go to the GPU, right? But I mean, I definitely wouldn't spend over a grand on a GPU. As long as I can get a GPU, it has like a minimum of 12 gigabytes of VRAM, I'll be okay. For work reasons, 12 gigabytes of VRAM should be fine. Yeah, when me and Paul went to Vegas, he did like this small form factor build, the all-white mini ITX build. This was a good PC. The thing that I like the most about it is that, well, one, it's small form factor. It has a 16-core CPU. That's another thing with CPUs. You know, for production, this is actually a good CPU, right? The 9950X, 16-core, 32 threads. If you want to save money, you can possibly get like something that's like not 16-core, 32 threads, maybe something less than that. You definitely want something that's more than just 6-core and 12 threads, right? If you can. But obviously, like, the higher the cores and more the threads, the faster your renders are gonna be, and the more responsive your computer is gonna be, right? But you can possibly get something less than this. Do not get a 6-core and 12 thread. Get something more than that, right? This memory kit that Paul had for this PC build, it was pretty cool. It was a 2-stick kit, and each kit had 48 gigabytes of RAM. So that was a total of 96, right? Gigabytes, right? So this is nice. Yeah, I would suggest getting something like this if you want to like edit, you know, because memory is kind of important, especially when you start doing a lot of like visual graphic stuff, right? So you definitely want to get something like this, right? So yeah, actually this was like a really good build to take to Vegas. Yeah, then storage devices, like, yeah, I got a bunch of them, right? Yeah, like I use a lot of storage devices, and the thing is, like, each storage device has like its own purpose, right? I don't like to jumble everything into one, you know, SSD. So, you know, have them all separated for different things, but you don't have to do that. You know, you just get like, you know, you can just add space as you need it, right? Or you can recycle a lot of old storage devices into your new PC, you know, depending on what you need. With my build, you know, we went with all M.2s and shit because it's faster, right? But, you know, obviously we're just, you know, showing off the perks of like this build because it's a Threadripper, right? So like Threadripper can like take advantage of all the PCIe lanes that this motherboard has to offer and all that. So, you know, we want to show off all that. So, but yeah, you really don't need to build a 10 grand PC. It's nice, I fucking love it, you know, this computer, right? But if I was to build a computer with my own money, like with 2 grand, I'm sure I can build a very good PC. But thank you, Danza White, for the question there. All right, Gabrev, what's up, bud? Yeah, the last video, I think I just mainly spent half of the video or more just responding to his comment. In the last video, he asked me like how much have I learned about PCs since I've been working with Pazla. You know, that's mainly what we chatted about. But so yeah, he is a 3D artist, and like you kind of imagine he still uses a lot of old technology, and he doesn't know like the worth of him like upgrading to a new PC. So he was giving me like his experience with his current build, right? So he brings up like a few points here that I guess I want to talk about. Usually he has a compromise between quality settings and render time, or simulations that just bring the PCs to his knees. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, if you're doing like 3D stuff, like from my experience with working with 3D stuff, like I said, if you're using like particles or shit like that, or any type of like physics, like water and stuff like that, a lot of that data is stored into like the VRAM, as I mentioned to him. So you're gonna benefit of getting an upgrade to like a GPU that has like a faster VRAM and more VRAM overall, right? So something I can say here is like, I think a mistake that I've made, especially when I started like editing, is that I wanted like the crispiest fucking image quality possible, right? You kind of have to learn how to like compress stuff, right? There are settings that you are able to figure out and tweak. That way you are able to get like, you're able to compress your video to a small form factor file as much as possible, but still like retain as much of visual data as you can, right? That's something you kind of have to like look into depending on what you want to do. You know, if it's very important for you to have like good color, like image quality, like the edge looks crisp, you kind of have to figure out what settings work for you, right? Don't just like use this, you know, settings that are built into the software. You know, if you're using Blender to render out, like understanding what each individual part of the render process is doing, that can help out, like, give you out a better image quality without compressing it down to shit and making it look like mud, right? Because that's something that you're trying to avoid. So if I go into DaVinci settings and you go into like the render quality here, something that I do here is that you are able to create what's called a keyframes, right? This is for my gameplay settings, so I want to get like the highest quality possible. So something you can do is called keyframes, and I put it for every 31 frames, right? So basically, for every 31 frames, it's gonna render out a high image quality, right? But between frame 31 to the next 31 frames, it's kind of frame almost at a lower resolution, right? So think of it as a flip book in a way, or think of it as what NVIDIA is trying to do with its frames, right? It's gonna create one good frame and then like another good frame, but the frames in between are like made up, right, to give you like the sense of like a smoothness, right? The fake frames, as they call it, but because that's what they are. But it kind of works the same thing in DaVinci. You can create like one high quality frame at frame number 31, like I have it set up. Then after that, all the renders frames are gonna be at a lower quality. But once it reaches the other 31st frame after this one, it's gonna create like a higher quality one, and then like the cycle kind of repeats after that, right? So yeah, so it's a combination of like high rendered, and in between is lower quality rendered frames, right? But there are things you can do in that sense to like save you time, so you don't have to render out like a high image quality to each individual frame, and it can take forever for you to render. So things like that you can learn about rendering, but you have to like understand how Blender works. There's something I learned to do as well with like PCs, depending on how strong or weak your PC is. You know, if your PC is slow at rendering, you're gonna have to learn when to render. Like I said, leave it on overnight, and you know, whatever, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right, until you're ready to upgrade. But yeah, learn to work with what you got. That way when you do get a new PC, you just tear through it like nothing. It'll be great. It's a good experience. It's definitely worth upgrading when you can. Now, final question. This is from Coalition Gaming. So, buddy, hopefully you can go to Taiwan with us this year. I was a huge PC enthusiast in high school, but none of it applied to the video production class I took because all Macs. Yeah, I know. When I was going to school, like that's mainly what they use is Macs. Yeah, he also learned to edit on Final Cut, you know, because that's how that was, you know, using Macs. And he says like his friends are all the same on both, though. As much as I can talk to them about tech, only about 10% sticks with them. Yeah, that's how it is with Paul. Shit, he can talk to me about tech, or I edit his videos about tech, and like I do understand a good amount of it now, but still, there's a lot of it that just like, meh. Like the teacher from like fucking Charlie Brown. Wah 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 wah. 68 gigabytes of this. Wah 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 wah. Fucking CUDA cores. Wah 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 wah. Megahertz here, megahertz there. It's like shit. It's pretty amazing how much info he's able to retain. Like, then finally, James Fox. Thank you. No, thank you. And everybody else that left some comments here. I really appreciate the comments here to continue this discussion going on my YouTube channel. So yeah, leave your comments on this video so I can answer it next Tuesday and keep the discussion going. Thanks again, really appreciate it. Reminder that if you want to like join my Discord and you can talk to me there on a more consistent basis, the Discord is actually developing into something cool, which I'm having a blast about, and I'll make a video about that later. But anyways, that being said, thank you so much. I'll see you next Tuesday. Peace.